So, Shalom, 29th of January and the 1st
of Shvat.
Hebrew calendar, and we want to give you a Shvat update on the Sanhedrin Initiative. We are here together with Rabbi Joseph Edry and me, Patrick Geisler, the Sanhedrin advisor, together with you here in Golan Heights, Katzrin in Israel. And yes, Yossi, so maybe you have a little opening statement before we go into the details.
Okay, sure. So first of all, thank you, Patrick, for having me and hosting me here at the Nation of Ephraim and Sanhedrin Initiative Embassy. You've done a great job here with the beautiful setup and the German broadcasts, keeping track. So thank you very much.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're heading into Rosh Chodesh Shvat, the month of Shvat. Yud Shvat is the day that the Rebbe became Rebbe. It's also the day that the previous Rebbe passed away, Rabbi Yosef Yitzchak Schneerson, and Rabbi Menachem Mendel Schneerson. 1 year later, he begins the Nesiut, his new Nesiut of being Rebbe on the exact yahrzeit of the Frierdiker Rebbe. Okay, and he starts with Basi Legani, which is the story of how Hashem is in the garden, and that Hashem is with mankind in the world, and then because of the sins of Adam and Eve, and then Cain and Abel, the Shekhinah goes away 7 heavens up, and then when Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, the fathers, until Moses, till Moshe Rabbeinu on the house of Mount Sinai, they bring the Shekhinah back down, and then we have the giving of the Torah, and then we have again the golden calf, and then the Shekhinah is kind of up and down, and now but we have to remember that the standard is Geula. The standard is that Hashem is revealed. What's not permanent is the exile. So Yud Shvat is the day that the Rebbe said this mimer. This is also the day that the Frierdiker Rebbe said to publish this mimer. We didn't know that he was going to pass away on this day, but on the day that he said to publish it, that's the day that he was nostalgic. So this mimer is very significant, and in a way, Yud Shvat is the day that the Rebbe became Rebbe. So for Chabad and for the people trying to bring Mashiach, this is a very important day. So in a way, it's like a new year. In a way, it's like a Rosh Hashanah. So I think that I'm happy that this is the day that we landed to, and we're 10 days away from this day. We can prepare. We have also about 10 questions. So we're gonna go into these questions and go over what's been going on. So I'm happy about this.
Okay, thank you for these welcome words. And so we want to go into the details a little bit. And of course, the Sanhedrin is the most important part to become justice on the world and so on, because we don't have a really good justice system. When you see what is happening here in Israel and all over the world, we have the Roman system and so on, and the implementation of the Sanhedrin would be very nice, and we can work with Hashem's laws and so to implement them to bring justice all over the world. And we have a lot of initiatives actually to bring these Sanhedrin into reality. So what do you think can we do to combine them? Or so we have an older initiatives and we have our new one and so on. What do you think? Can we this in one way bring together? Or?
Right. So regarding making unity between the different groups of rabbis that have come together, so we have the Sanhedrin Initiative, which we are part of, and then we have the Har Habayit Sanhedrin, which is in Jerusalem, and then we have which includes Rabbi Yisroel Ariel from the Temple Institute and Rabbi Elyashiv. So these rabbis, Rabbi Tsur Elyashiv and Rabbi Yisroel Ariel and many other rabbis, they are a group. They're not 70 rabbis, but maybe 10, 20, 30 maximum. So they have a group of rabbis as well. Then we have the Nascent Sanhedrin from the earlier Sanhedrin from 18 to 20 years ago, Rabbi Steinsaltz. So they're also about 10 to 20 rabbis.
He's dead, right?
Yeah, passed away of blessed memory.
Yeah.
So they're about 10, 20 rabbis. So and we're part of the Sanhedrin Initiative with Rabbi Yehuda Chayak and Rabbi Tzvi Idan and the other rabbis. We're about 30 judges and advisors together. So if we combine all three of these organizations, we can get to 70, and we're working very hard. We have a few people, Rabbi Tsubara and a couple other guys, which are really trying to work for shalom, for peace. They're trying to coordinate between the different groups, and we're having a lot of progress in this area, and we should have a very unified group of rabbis with the Nascent Sanhedrin and the Sanhedrin Initiative.
Yeah, cool. It sounds very interesting. So, because when I see the development in our initiative, so we are starting from nothing actually, and it's growing, it's growing, it's growing. Then we heard about all the others also doing this. That means for me, Hashem is working on the Sanhedrin. So maybe it's necessary to have 3 or 2 that can combine, and we have the 77, like you said already.
Yes.
So another question. So you want to go into the details about the Har Habayit Sanhedrin and the relationship to our Sanhedrin group?
Yes, so the Har Habayit, or the Temple Mount Sanhedrin in Jerusalem, is a fairly new development. It's maybe in the last year really making waves, especially now that we're able to go and pray and study on the Temple Mount. This is a very recent development. Of course, many of the rabbis are coming from the yeshivot in the area, the kollels in the area. So, yeah. But the point is, we have very good relations with them. They've been at some of our conferences, including the 8th conference in Mea Shaerim. Rabbi Yisroel Ariel is a good friend of Rabbi Tzvi Idan. So, also in the older generation, there's connections. So, as far as the Har Habayit Sanhedrin and us, we have very good connections. Some of them are part of some of our groups on WhatsApp and so on. So definitely promising.
How many are in there? Many judges or advisors or something in
About if 20 to 30 on a good day, but about 20 rabbis. And again, it's all about solidifying the power so we can have the 70 plus 1, the Nasi.
Yes, yeah, it's cool. So we are living in accelerated modern times, so a lot of technical stuff is also in development. We see the AI movement and so on. Do you think it will helpful to coordinate or bring the Sanhedrin into reality?
So yeah, so obviously on our website people can book a judge or an advisor for a lecture or for an interview or to open a Sanhedrin case. And we plan on developing also that they should be able to request a contract so that this judge or advisor can make them a contract according to Jewish law. So we hope to add that soon. And we also are planning on bringing in the rabbis, like we mentioned, from the Nascent Sanhedrin and the Har Habayit Sanhedrin, so that we should have all of us together on the Sanhedrin Initiative website. We want to offer this service to the other Sanhedrin groups so that we should know which rabbis we have and how much more we need. So I'm working with some of the rabbis. Of course, they don't have access to the internet in the way that Chabad rabbis do. So I'm trying to, this is another thing that I'm working with Rabbi Elyashiv by request of Rabbi Tzvi Idan. Rabbi Tzvi Idan is not so technical, so he told me to speak to Rabbi Elyashiv, and whatever Rabbi Elyashiv says is going to go. So I'm already had a couple meetings with Rabbi Elyashiv. We spoke for hours about how to integrate the judges and advisors from Rabbi Tzvi Idan's group onto our website. So this is another breakthrough.
Yes.
If this happens, then we're going to see our numbers of the judges and advisors go up significantly. So we're looking forward to that development as well. Regarding AI, you mentioned, so of course we have Professor Avraham Ehrlich, which is encouraging the judges and advisors to take advantage of the tools of AI to try to see how they can fast track some of the work that we need to do. We're using them a little bit for the articles, a little bit for different projects that we do. And
so we had today a live stream about the golden age. So Donald Trump is said, yeah, we are now in the golden age in America. So actually, we can expect for the future that we have a golden age all over the world. Do you think that Sanhedrin is part of the golden age, or has to be part of this to or bring the golden age in?
Definitely. So maybe Trump and Israel fighting terrorism is a very important step in security and safety for the world. So I hope that that's going to be part of the golden age narrative.
Yeah.
AI, we see now that the stocks dropped the other day, and the Chinese are coming in with their version of AI. So definitely I can see a golden age physically, and I hope that, of course, everyone's waiting for the justice systems to actually be worth something. So hopefully we can use some technology and some Torah and some good people that believe in Hashem and are people of truth. They hate greed, and they follow Hashem, God-fearing people, to create justice for the whole world, for all mankind.
Yes.
So definitely the Sanhedrin is part of that.
Yes. And we as a nation of Avraham, we are also a part of this because this motivates us to come to Israel and work for this, for the implementation of the Sanhedrin, to have real justice on earth. So
100%.
the only place when you can realize real justice on the world is here in Israel. So because here's the epicenter of everything, everything is around the prophecy, the Torah stuff, and so on. Deswegen, that's why
100%. I always say that the Mechokek will never leave the house of Judah, right? Everyone knows this in the prophecies. The Mechokek is not a staff. Mechokek is the lawgiver. The Chok. Chok is the law. And the Chok is the Torah. The Torah is given to the children of Yehuda or the children of Yaakov, the children of Israel. They are the ones who are supposed to give the law. So the moment that the nations understand that the children of Israel are supposed to give over the law, then they will be more open to hearing and accepting the justice that the Torah, that of our covenant at Mount Sinai. That this means that the Ishmael, the Muslims, they have studied from Abraham to do hospitality, so they can strengthen in that. And Esav, which he will live on his sword, he should strengthen his defense and protection, like we see America protecting Israel. So we see the Emirates trying to make a lot of connections. We see it in the airlines and in travel from Israel to there. So hopefully we will see, like just like an airline, they won the best award for the best airline in the world for the last couple of years, and they're doing great with tourism in in Dubai. So let's hope that they continue in this path of hospitality, and we all understand our place in the world and make the world a better place.
Yes, yes. So, so I'm here from the beginning, actually, when we created the Sanhedrin Initiative, and I see the growing. So I was with Ulf and Hannes, and so one of the first advisors. So didn't have a clue about anything. Yeah. So what can I do as an advisor and so on. But you work with your challenge, or you grow up with your challenges. Yeah. So and I can see a lot of advisors are coming into. Can you tell us something about the last advisors, which is coming into the
Sanhedrin Initiative?
Yeah.
So we have Shimon Yakter from Bnei Brak. He is a chassid. He grew up in Bnei Brak. He's very familiar with the different rabbis over there and the culture. And he was very, very excited. We were in Bnei Brak a couple of weeks ago, and he was very excited to hear about the Sanhedrin. He understood. I explained to him that there has to be a king, there has to be eradication of Amalek, and there has to be a temple built. And then before that, we need to have a Sanhedrin in order to establish a king. And Memanin Melech Elal Bebezin Shel Shivim. You cannot crown a king without a court of 70. So he understood right away the halachic significance, and he definitely joined with a lot of fire. So we're very happy again with him, and that means that we're now 29 judges and advisors exactly. So close to 30 judges and advisors in our group, and listed, public.
Yeah.
That's besides all the people that are joined in the last while. Many important people have joined some of our other groups, the Lion and the Lamb, and the Sanhedrin Office Newsroom. And so we have more scholars and rabbis, and there's definitely a lot more movement. I'm sure you guys can notice in these groups because we're maxing out, over 50 people here, another, 60, 70 people here. So we're talking about big numbers, people that are involved. I'm talking about people. So definitely an increase, again, together with already cataloging the rabbis that already are inside. This is going to be like the kind of strategy that we're working on now.
Yeah. So I'm amazed to see these developments already made, and now I think in this year we will have a speed up of that. Yeah. So like I said, there's something a group. There's a group. So everyone is motivated with the same spirit. Yeah, to bring the justice. And so when these coming together, that's
right.
awesome.
So
this year is probably
maybe on the
very
surface
crucial.
it doesn't look like there's a lot going on, but there's a lot of small things.
Yes.
That together you get the bigger picture. Yeah, definitely.
Yes. Yes. So, but we are also in crucial times. So when you see after 7 October, October 7, we had a switch. So I can remember this day. I'm here more than that. One day we had a little bit of tiny peace, I would say. And next day I woke up and Pini is coming around and said, we have war. And after that, the Simchat Torah war is starting and so on. We have the hostage situation and so on. So what do you think should a Sanhedrin initiative or a Sanhedrin should do or promote or something, opinions? So what should a Sanhedrin in this case, this
situation?
Yeah.
So since the beginning of the war, me and Rabbi Chayak have been doing different studies, mostly in Hebrew because we're talking to the Israeli population.
Sure.
But in this opportunity, I will say that, for example, in the hostage situation is a very big halachic question. Are you allowed to even change one Jewish person for 30 terrorists? Or is this against the Jewish law? So we know in a Jewish law on a regular basis, Yeter al Kidei Dmehem, you're not allowed to free a hostage. So I went through this in the beginning of the war already with Rabbi Chayak, that according to the Beit Yosef, the halacha, you're not allowed to release someone for more than he's worth. So if you're exchanging one person, usually it should be for one person, or for the amount that one person is worth. Why? The halacha says, because if you give them more, then you encourage them to continue this behavior. And we already see that the whole reason October 7 happened is because they know that at the end of the day, the Yiddish hearts, the Jewish heart, is going to melt, and they're going to give the hostages back at any price, and then they're going to release hundreds, sometimes thousands of terrorists in exchange for these 1 or 2 or 3 Jewish hostages. And this is against halacha. And but Rabbi Chayak has different rabbis. I go, because I'm a Chabad Rebbe, we spoke about the Rebbe of Lubavitch, I go with the Rebbe's opinion, and the Rebbe was against this kind of negotiations. The Rebbe's opinion was we don't negotiate with terrorists, and if we get something from them, it's with force, because they're irrational. And if they're irrational, there's no reason to be rational with them. Rabbi Chayak is part of the Shas movement, which is a different group of rabbis. They're more in the Merkaz, in the center of Israel. I don't know if they feel the pressures of the people living near the borders as much. And in this way, they have a different opinion. They rely on Rabbi Ovadia Yosef and different rabbis. And they say that you're allowed to make the hostage deal because it's pikuach nefesh, it's a life in danger, so it doesn't matter, you do it by all costs. So they have a different way of arriving at it. The resolution that the Sanhedrin can give is, we know that, for example, Itamar Ben-Gvir, he listens to Rabbi Dov Lior. Rabbi Dov Lior told Itamar Ben-Gvir, if Bibi goes ahead with this agreement, then you have to leave the government. And that's what Itamar Ben-Gvir did. So Otzma Yehudit now is outside the government right now in the right wing. At the same time, Shas and Gimel and the other religious parties, their rabbis told them, yes, to agree to this deal. So they're still in the government. So the resolution that the Sanhedrin can bring is if that Rabbi Dov Lior and the rabbis from Shas, like Rabbi Yehuda Chayak, and the other rabbis from Gimel and the other religious parties, and even the Arabs, if they have a sheikh or whatever that wants to be an advisor to the Sanhedrin, they should all be there and they should come to a conclusion together, because according to Judaism, Yachid v'Rabim ala Chak Rabim, which means we go after the majority. So if the majority of the rabbis say that we do the deal, so even those who were against it, they accept the Torah judgment. And when they accept the Torah judgment, let's say if Rabbi Dov Lior told Ben Gvir, listen, the majority said we're going to do the deal, so you stay in the government. But if the majority say no, then even Shas and Gimel would be against it. So we have to, if we have the Sanhedrin working behind the scenes, giving rabbinical Torah halacha to their representatives in the Knesset, which we are the majority right now anyway, so this would be able to have an impact on politics in a much stronger way. And we're hoping to work in this direction, and this is what we hope for. We're not here to cancel one opinion or another, but we have to continue to build the Sanhedrin and the halachic Torah structures so that it should have an impact on what's going on in the day-to-day. So that's what we're hoping for, and we're working on this. We met Moshe Feiglin the other day. We're meeting different political leaders. We're making certain connections. We're trying our best with the time and the energy that we have.
Yeah. Okay, so we will see what happens. We have to wait up. We have to wait a little bit for results, and when I think what is also will implement this Sanhedrin is that we have the justice system is not really in the state of Israel. Is so.
Not reliable.
It screams for a Sanhedrin. So
Yes.
what they are doing in the Supreme Court and so on. So it's a so I follow it up. So when you see there was an election, the people choose that the government and the entire people wants to go more to Torah and not to the secular state. And in the war, so the main topics of the reform were
Pushed aside,
and so on. So that's my understanding. That the Sanhedrin will implement it more and more. So because it's an action and reaction part. Yeah?
Right,
So,
we're seeing a lot of corruption in the justice right now. There's a new judge that was put in. He was put in by his friends, his judges, his friends. No one wants this guy. He's another, what we call same old. They have too much power in Israel, the justice system, and they're using it against the majority, against the democratic electoral system. It's not balanced at all. They are interfering with the Knesset. They're interfering with what we would call the Congress.
yeah.
So definitely, the Sanhedrin would would take away a lot of anxiety and a lot of stress from the people in Israel, because
Yeah.
right now the justice system is basically corrupt. So, and has no respect by the people. So definitely, we're hoping that the Sanhedrin, together, like we said, and there's 10 million citizens in Israel, and since the war, 30% are moving closer to practicing religion, whether it's if they were totally secular, they're taking some mitzvahs. If they're in the middle, they're taking more. So we see people, there's a great movement of about 3 million people are more religious since the war began. So definitely, we're seeing the Messianic era unfold
Yeah.
before our eyes. And let's hope
Yeah.
that the Sanhedrin does its job and can
Yeah,
take
and
their responsibility.
you have, of course, the Torah. The Torah is the constitution of the people of Israel. So it's God's laws. So, and when you say 3 millions are coming more and more to the laws of Hashem, they want to practice that, then I think it's part of this upcoming kingdom and so on, what we have.
Yes,
the
like
Geulah, the redemption.
Like I
and so
spoke
on.
in the Knesset, that we had the Declaration of Independence, but we don't have the what's it called? The Chukah. We don't have the fundamental laws in this country. We don't have it, and we should put if it's just a matter. We already are called a Medina Yehudit, a Jewish country.
Mhm.
This is part of this is how it was established. Medinat Yisrael is a Jewish country. So all we need to do now is just a technical adjustment to put the Torah, the written and the oral tradition, in as the law in Israel. This is just a technical thing that needs to be done, and we hope that the Sanhedrin will have the merit to do so.
Yeah. So the Sanhedrin comes more and more into reality, so we can see that. So on your website, You have a lot of informations about everything. So, but what is when I have a problem? I have a case. So I see, okay, maybe the secular state cannot help me with that. I want to solve my problem on the Torah laws, on Hashem's laws. So what can I do practically just now in the situation we are in now to bring a case in?
So as of now, and I'm in global.org, we're working on explaining the expertise of each advisor. You can go in the description and see. And if you find someone that speaks your language and you feel like he can relate to you the most, you can try to message us, and we'll try to see if we can help you start a case with that judge or that advisor to help you with your issue. Just as an example, we have an Egyptian woman who we're helping. She has some issues with her children. We're trying to give her the best advice we can, and we're trying to help her. She has some money that's being held frozen in an account. We're trying to help her, advise her to the best of our ability. Of course, and this MN Global and the Sanhedrin Initiative right now is basically a nonprofit, not recognized by the United Nations yet necessarily, although we do have members that are in the United Nations, but like Rabbi Cohen, but at the same time, we're trying our best to help people, and we have no issue helping, whether it's an Arab, whether it's a Christian, whether it's a Jew, whether they're not Jewish. It doesn't matter who comes to the Sanhedrin Initiative to seek justice. We are, as long as they would like to get this justice according to Torah, as long as they would want to do it in the ways of Hashem, we're here to help, and we're involved in these cases. We have some active cases. We have some cases that are already closed from New York. But the point is, we're involved, and we invite everyone to check out our website, to check out the descriptions, to see which languages. We have people that speak Chinese, Japanese, Russian, German, and all kinds of languages, Indian. Yeah. So definitely you can find someone who can help you. This is one of the things that the Sanhedrin is getting ready to be able to do.
Yeah. So what do you think in the time frame? So when can we expect maybe that the Sanhedrin will be fully functional? What do you think so talking about years or talking about months, or so what is your view?
So long term, it's hard to say because things are moving fast on the other hand, but we're also in a war, so it's kind of we're not sure. It also depends on how much people help us. If they support us, we can go to the Knesset more, we can make more conferences. So it also depends on how much people will support us. But in general, let's say for the next week, I can give an example. Next Sunday, we plan on having a special Torah class with the Bet Yisrael International from India, with Rabbi Mr. Gadi, I'm sorry. And we're going to be talking about Ahavat Yisrael. What does it mean to love your fellow as yourself? What is the Hasidic way of understanding this? We're going to make a very, very deep dive into this chapter. It's chapter Lev, chapter 32, which is Lev, the heart of the Hasidic book of the Tanya. So we're going to be doing a live stream or some kind of video for his people, and hopefully that will be available as well. We also have articles and other things as well. Go ahead.
Yeah. So it was interesting to see when India is coming into the Sanhedrin Initiative. So I was very appreciative about this, because I think it's important that you have not in Jewish only things, so that you come from all over the world to bring
right, like the nation of Ephraim,
yes,
from Europe,
like
from Germany, from Switzerland, from
yes,
Russia.
yes.
We have big kibbutz galuyot, the ingathering of the exiles. The sparks are coming back.
Yeah.
Of course, we talk about this many times. We spoke about it in the Torah Restoration Project with Ulf. What's the difference between the lost tribes and the children of Israel and all these things? It's different nuances. Of course, we're not, everyone has a place. If you're a human being in this world, you have a place to serve Hashem. Hashem is the creator, so you have the right to study the Torah, yes, and to try your best to make the world a better place. So definitely, we're happy. Like we said, India, Europe, Kenya, we had a couple.
Yes, because a lot of people are afraid about the Jewish world domination stuff and so on. And I think when you see we have an international Sanhedrin with international advisors and so on from all over the world that sees now it's not only Jewish things, but it's for the entire world.
100%.
It's made to serve the people.
We
Yes.
have a friend from Nablus, from the West Bank.
Yes.
He's scared, unfortunately, because of the security situation and the radicals in the Muslim community to actually go public 100%,
Yeah.
because he's worried for his family's safety. And we had Nadal from Brooklyn, from Williamsburg. He was in our first conference with Dr. Trappler in Brooklyn in 2013 or something. But he also had to disappear from our organization because of radical Islamic terrorism. So unfortunately, for the Muslim world, it's a little harder to join the Sanhedrin Initiative, at least openly, although we do have our friends in Dubai that have made some videos with us and have no fear, and they only fear Hashem. But it's definitely a little harder for the Muslim world to lock in with us, but we're definitely open to it. And as we said, we're helping individuals in the Muslim community if they have any issues. And we're definitely open to checking. My dream is to open the Quran with the Muslim scholars and open the Torah. And we can see that Bnei Israel and Moses that left Egypt, it's the same Bnei Israel in the Quran and the Torah. And that God tells the Jewish people to conquer the land. So according to the Quran and according to the Torah, it lines up the same. So if we really want to find the God-fearing scholars in the Muslim community and the Jewish community, that would be a dream come true, and we can resolve the conflict instead of fighting and bloodshed. And we have almost 40,000 dead in Gaza. That's what they're saying. Total destruction almost completely of the entire Gaza Strip. There's no infrastructure, no buildings left. We know all the leaders of Hamas, all the leaders of Lebanon, the entire army was busted out with the beeper and the walkie-talkie operation. So definitely, I mean, we're still seeing, I think it's confusing because they're saying victory, they won Israel,
Yeah.
but I don't see a victory. It looks like a total, I mean, Assad is down. So the Sunni radical extremists that are using violence to terrorize the Middle East are no longer. They're no longer a fighting force. Iran has no air defenses. They've been bombed. They've been harassed. We've taken out people in Iran already. Like the famous clip where the guy, the owl head is looking up, So definitely it looks like a victory for Israel. But again, for those who are screaming, what about the innocent babies, right? The innocent babies in Gaza, the innocent Palestinian babies. So if they're innocent and they're babies, I'm also against killing them. Well, I'm just worried that when you say innocent children, it's like 17, 18-year-old with an RPG. So then maybe he deserved what he got. So
8 years, guys, salute to Hamas.
right, yeah, holding AK-47s.
Yes.
So of course, I'd much rather resolve the conflict with the scholars, opening up the Quran, the Torah, resolve the issues like this, than continuing the bloodshed. And that's what we hope the Sanhedrin will be able to be capable of. We do have Rabbi Ben Zion from Haifa, which is good friends with the Druze leadership community.
Yeah.
So there's many Muslim leaders that are happy to communicate and cooperate. Of course, we know that many Druze soldiers in the IDF as well.
Yes.
There's 2 million Arabs living relatively peacefully in Israel right now.
Yeah.
So we hope to continue to build on the good things that exist,
Yeah.
and to lower the conflict in the area.
Yeah. So we are talking about really big things. Yeah. So maybe when someone is new, that he's a little bit overwhelmed from all the topics we have now in this short update here. So what can someone do when he wants to learn something about the Sanhedrin? So what can he do? What can you advise for him to
Sure.
that he can inform himself?
Sure. So on MN Global, which is Mashiach News Global, so on mnglobal.org, we have the Sanhedrin Services page. We have the Sanhedrin history. We explain a little bit quickly about the history of the Jewish people, the children of Israel, Joseph saving the world from hunger from 7 years, and so on. So you can learn about the history of the Sanhedrin. We also have articles, the definition of an advisor, the definition of a judge. What are the Noahide, ultra-Orthodox Noahide advisors? What's the difference between them and the other Jewish advisors, the rabbinical advisors? So on our website, we have many videos in English going in the Sanhedrin Initiative establishment with Adam Berkowitz and different Rafi and so on. So we have a couple videos on English. We also have a couple videos in Hebrew with Rabbi Bar Chaim and other rabbis, with Rabbi Tzvi Idan and so on. So we have a huge library that's available on mnglobal.org, on torahclub.com as well. We have the Torah Restoration Project playlists with Ulf from the nation of Ephraim. So we have a lot of information. You guys can go check it out and get up to speed with the Jewish and Israel redemption.
Yes. I can advise to visit maybe torahclub.com. So we have points there. There are lessons and so on about all the things what happen now in the world here in Israel and what is connected to to the evil places we want to erase. In the Torah is written, you should take the evil out of your midst. Yes. And this, of course, we are working also with the Sanhedrin and the Sanhedrin Initiative on some topics like this. And it's very important. Go on to the website mnglobal.org and inform you what is really happened and how. That opens a question for me, one of the last questions I have. So when someone said, okay, these guys are doing very good stuff for justice all over the world, how can I support it? What can I do?
Okay, so an individual, private person, we can't take responsibility for the whole world's issues. The individual, just like we have in Gaza, if they had a justice system and a police system that was able to condemn Hamas and was able to tell Hamas, give us back the hostages, we're not doing this, this is a terrible idea, then it's very possible that the IDF wouldn't even enter Gaza. But because Gaza did not have a justice system, the entire population, millions of people, paid the price. This means that every individual has, whether your government has a justice system or not, you have a responsibility to pursue justice. And if not, then you can be grouped up and get collective punishment. We have the same story in the Torah with Shimon and Levi, which they punished the entire city of Shechem because Hamor, did something to their sister. So we have, when you don't have a justice system, not only is it a mitzvah for the leaders, it's also a mitzvah for the individuals. Therefore, we need to take it extremely personal. That's number one. Number two, in the Jewish community, if you have rabbis or people that are leadership position, we have to encourage them to work in unity, to work together with each other, not to fight and argue about little stupid things. We have to start to serve Hashem as a nation. We're in gathering of the exiles, little Jews from Morocco, from Germany, from Russia, from every place in the world. We all coming back to the Holy Land, but we need to serve Hashem as a nation, as one. And in order to do that, we need to have unity. We need to understand how to have respect for one another, and then we can move on to serve Hashem united. So that's what I recommend, that people should serve Hashem united, to make Achdus, Ahavat Israel amongst ourselves.
But that is also what can someone do that said, okay, I would like to put some money into these.
So definitely. So anyone, whether you're Jewish or not, let's say you're not Jewish, you don't know enough about this stuff, or you don't have rabbis that are your friends, so you want to help the Sanhedrin Initiative, you're waiting for the day that the Mashiach, the redemption, should be manifested, so you can definitely donate, or you can purchase a shofar or a mezuzah, or you can ask us about these things. We can get a Sanhedrin share. You want to show us a share? So let's bring both of those down. We have two kinds of shares. One is to help the poor of Israel. This is the machatzit hashekel, the half a shekel share. This is what you would get if you support the Sanhedrin Initiative, and you support the poor, the children of Israel. And this is a Sanhedrin share, and to support the conferences and the embassy and the things that we do here. So definitely you can get a share, literally a share in the world to come. The world to come is the days of Mashiach.
Yes.
So you get yourself a share in the world to come. Not in the world, not in heaven, but in this world, Yemot HaMashiach, the days of Mashiach. that we're trying to manifest these prophecies. So definitely, you want to give us a donation, you can give us a donation on MN Global, or you want to buy a shofar or a souvenir or Sanhedrin share. Pick how you want to support the Sanhedrin Initiative, and definitely recommend.
Yes. So I would also say, when you say Ma'atzita Shekel, that you visit templecoin.org. So a very important page. There you can order, or you can inform about the temple coin. And it's good to know, because in the future, so everyone has to pay his coin once a year. Yeah, that your soul is counted. And and I think in a couple weeks we have it's the time to pay the Ma'atzita Shekel, yeah, right?
Correct. We're 30 days before the month of Adar,
Yeah.
which is the month of Purim, and it's customary to get the Machatzita Shekel.
Yes.
So it comes an opportune time to say that we have 3 levels of Machatzita
Yes.
Shekel on the website. You can get the silver coins, pure silver, 999 fine silver, 7.77 gram coins, the temple coins. We have a few versions. You can get it on templecoin.org, or you can do it on our website as well. Support the Sanhedrin somehow. The point is, we should get back to the true value, whether it's true justice or true gold and silver, and to start to end the fakery and the fakeness of the exile, and get back to, like we said in the beginning of the questions, Bati Legani, God comes back to his garden, to the Garden of Eden, to this world where the main presence of the Shekhinah was in the beginning, was here.
Yeah. So how it says when a judge or an advisor or someone wants to become a judge or an advisor, so he has to come in contact with you, and you are open for that? Or
Correct. So definitely anyone who would like to, whether you want to be a judge or an advisor, whether you'd like to support us, whether you want to just keep up to date in our WhatsApp groups, we can add you, or you want to just get the articles from our website, you should definitely sign up on mnglobal.org. And on this opportunity, I also want to thank Patrick for the anti-Semitism report and the shows that he's doing in German. Ich verstehe ein bisschen because I speak Yiddish, but he's definitely doing Hashem's work, giving the news in the correct way. So dismantling the lies to his community. This is what every advisor should be involved in. And we have Alex here at the embassy as well, with the Ephraim Media Truth, teaching Torah, visiting different locations, showing the people the land of Israel, the truth, what's going on here. And who else can we say? I can just say personally, I've been working with Rabbi Yehuda Chayak and Rabbi Tzvi Idan. Again, like we said earlier, with the halachas and the different laws and the legalities of the war. And we'd like to thank also all the people that I didn't mention that are not advisors and judges, but they're very active in the groups. They're very active in government. We have friends in Otzma Yehudit, in the Knesset, Professor Avraham Ehrlich, and others. So definitely thank you so much to everybody, and to Yuri, and to all the other advisors, to Ulf, and really to the whole team. Moshe Cohen is doing good work behind the scenes as well. We have some secret projects that we can't talk about yet, but we definitely are going to be able to actually use our experience, this weirdness of the Germans and the Jews and all this. We're going to try to create some kind of a message, some kind of a media format, to be able to bring this experience that we experience here with the Sanhedrin Initiative to the rest of the world, so that the rest of the world should understand how unique and how special this progress has been. Bezrat Hashem. I can't say too much, but that's what I'm going to say.
Yeah, so I would add something. So when I see, so we have a special situation. So we are coming as Germans to Israel, and we want to make some new stuff, actually, to come together with you, make peace. Yeah, to make peace. And 2 days ago we had the Holocaust Remembrance Day. So in Germany you have always the guilty stuff on the third generation already after the horrible crime which has happened. And like the rabbi said, actually we are going into the new I don't want to say
Era.
era. So when new things are possible, maybe we can come together and remember together to this. So
Correct.
on a real, on a
Yeah, so-
complete another level with much more pride and coming together and so on. This is,
Right. So a typical German kid today is third generation, doesn't remember the Holocaust, but he
Yes.
knows that Germany is still paying reparations for World War II. And at the same time, it's weird because he sees the Muslim migrants coming in.
Yes.
So he's paying more taxes. They're getting a free ride in Germany. And he says, who's bringing in all the migrants? George Soros. Isn't he Jewish? Right? So it's very easy if you're ignorant and you don't do enough investigation
Yes.
and you don't know that George Soros is not a Torah Jew and he's doing his own
It's a
thing.
commandment to fight against you guys like George Soros.
Exactly. So when a German teenager today doesn't know enough about his own faith, Christianity, just by name only, and he doesn't know what the Jews are, so definitely we recommend him coming to join many of the conferences that we make, or many of the different programs, whether it's Sukkot or different times of the year, and to follow the Nation of Ephraim on Zion577.com.
Yeah.
And to be part of that community, because you can come to Israel just like Patrick and Alex and Yuri and then the rest of the guys came here and the different conferences that we had, whether it's in Haifa or in the Temple Mount. We had a blast a couple times. So when you come to Israel, you see, what are these Jews? Who are these Jews that are causing us all this guilt and all this taxation? What is this? You come here and you'll see. You might be surprised that we don't have horns under our kippah, and that and maybe some of the myths and some of your questions can be answered by joining the Sanhedrin Initiative or the Nation of Ephraim, and hopefully we'll have more understanding.
Yeah, it's part of the Nation of Ephraim, so I'm already realized that we are actually building bridges. Yeah, so to the Christian world, to bring it together and show, okay, maybe there's something wrong, and there we can come over that. Yeah, so a lot of good things are happening right now because the time we are living in gives us the opportunity to make some real good stuff. So to make some new stuff, come in
to make great changes.
Yeah, and make peace. Yeah, peace
Make
is so much important with justice combined in the Sanhedrin. It's a great project. I'm very, very proud of it to be part of these developments we have now. So we have 47 minutes now. So in our analytics for our videos, after 12 minutes and 38 seconds, the people don't listen anymore. That's why I want to finish this in this moment, but not without a little closing statement, and then we say goodbye to our audience.
All right, so thank you everybody, and Bezrat Hashem will continue to see miracles, and even though the hostage situation seems a little bit unfair because so many terrorists are being released, just for some innocent, the girl, her only crime was that she's Jewish, and maybe she served in the IDF, that was her crime. Where we're talking about releasing people who actually have blood on their hands, that because of them 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 people were killed. Some of them are rapists, some of them are proper criminals.
Yeah.
So it's truly a very, very kind of mixed feelings. On one hand, we're very happy that the hostages are coming home. On the other hand, we're keeping a very close eye on Hamas. If they screw up this deal, we are going to go back and we're going to go back to finishing what we started, because we're really trying to enter the era of peace and justice and truth in the Middle East. And of course, no civilization can survive with people who jump to violence so quickly, without going through the proper channels. So with that, I say I bless all those who support the Sanhedrin Initiative. May Hashem continue to bless you physically and spiritually, and may we meet soon again in the Holy Land, in Eretz Yisrael, in good circumstances, whether it's a Sanhedrin conference or on one of the holidays. Bezrat Hashem.
Yes. So some words from me. I want to say thank to the Israeli people that we can hear, that we can bring into building this up, and I'm very excited to see how these coming also into reality. Messages will come free. For me, it's good. So because in Talmud is written, so when you save one soul, yes, but at the end there has to be a solution for that, because after this thing is before the next 710. Yeah, so what we have.
Yes, we have to prepare for the next
yes,
secure the borders and everything.
So yes, of course, and maybe there's in Hashem's will there is a solution. He said the name of Amalek will completely erased at the end. That means also that there's a solution in Gaza. We have also in Zechariah 9. So there's written that there's a solution written. Everybody can see that for yourself. And hopefully that will end on a good way, or it will end on the good way. I think that will come to reality. And so for today, I can say, go on our website, check out what we have, what we did, and what will come in the near and former future, or a future far away. So everything is on a good way. And thank you for your audience, and like that, comment that, make an apple. How you call it in English?
Share.
Share and the bell.
Oh, subscribe and for notification.
Subscribe and notification. Thank you for that. So bye-bye. God bless you all. So we see you on the next Sanhedrin Initiative update, and hopefully we'll see you together and see you again. Bye-bye.